Hello everyone. Thank you for watching DevRelCon Tokyo 2021 speaker interview session. I'm today's host Taiji as the co-organizer of the conference. For this interview session, I'd like to introduce one of the awesome speakers and have chatting. It takes only 15 minutes. Please have fun. Right. Today's guest is Christina Voskoglou at Slash Data. Please welcome Christina.
Hello, hi AG. It's great to be here.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
So, would you like me to intro what we'll be talking about in our?
Oh, yes. Today's agenda, the speakers self-introduction and introducing the your session abstract. And by the way, the purpose of this session is for the audiences to know you, and for more people to be interested in your session of DevRelCon Tokyo 2021, right?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd like to move at first. Could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you. So, as you said, I'm Christina Voskoglou. I'm the senior director of research for Slash Data. So I'll intro Slash Data first. So what we do is that we run developer surveys. So we are the analysts of the developer economy and ecosystem, really. And we do that by asking developers about their experiences in the development world twice per year, soon to be more often than that. And we reached more than 30,000 developers annually from across 160 countries or more. And we asked them about a range of things. First of all, what their motivations are, why they got into coding, and then also which technologies they use, how happy they are with what they're using, or the vendor resources that they're using. So everything that would be of interest to DevRel practitioners, how to reach developers, how they prefer to be contacted, events, channels, but also loads about emerging technologies as well. So which technologies they're learning about, which ones they have adopted already, what sort of pain points they have, the challenges, or things they want to see more of, and that kind of thing. We cover several development areas, such as mobile, desktop, web. There are 12 in total. And we deliberately ask about all of them because we want to make sure we cover the full spectrum of a developer's activity so that we understand exactly what they're doing. Because obviously what they're doing in one area, say backend, really affects the whole stack, what they're going to choose to do next. So this is what we do. And personally, so my goal in life, if I may introduce myself that way, is to try to make this world a better place in the tiny way that I probably can, which is by enhancing understanding and knowledge. So basically bridging, in this case, the tech leaders to what developers need, what they want to say, what tools they want to see next, so that by improving that understanding, we move the whole ecosystem and therefore society to somewhere, hopefully to a better place. So that's who I am, and also very keen on supporting all initiatives. And I've been in the field for more than 20 years, design research, so supporting companies how to design their research needs is also part of what we do in Slash Data and what I'm truly interested in. So that's us, and that's me.
Great. Thank you for your introduction. And it seems I think your work covers all of things for developers. It seems from your description. I remember that. So you are the senior director of research, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So why did you think to be involved in DevRel as a researcher, my image, just my image, lots of kind of researcher, not for familiar with developer market, developer relations or something. So I'd like to know or the why are you or be you are involved in the developer relations.
So you're asking if what we're interested to find out is, what developers get out of this, or what, why that should be interesting for DevRel purposes, that kind of thing. Yeah. So why would it be interesting to developers themselves? It was very interesting. So we have run 20 surveys, global surveys to date, and actually we're about to launch the 21st. And we thought that people were in it just, for the prize or whatever else. But it turns out they just want to be heard. Many of them want to have their voices heard. And they also tell us that it's a really great learning experience for them, because they get to see all the tools and everything in the industry, and what their peers are doing and what they're saying. So I think these are the two key drivers, and we do have our own very lively community that I think they appreciate quite a lot. Now, what developers will get out of being part of DevRel in general, I think, again, it's a matter of having access to resources. So we do ask them in our survey, what sort of support would you like to see around technologies? This is actually a very big chunk of the research that we do. And it's not, and we also ask them what sort of, for example, recently due to COVID-19, what sort of challenges did they have? And there, again, it was not about tooling so much. So the most popular answer had to do with flexibility in the working hours, had to do with support for networking, because they suddenly lost that. That kind of thing. So tooling, better performance, cloud space, whatever, it really came second. So it is really important to developers. And it is also very important to understand on the DevRel side what developers need. So that's where we come in, trying to, because, for example, there's quite huge investments in all sorts of events that developers do not necessarily value. They would rather go online, for example, or in forums. And it's also, another thing is that, and actually this is the topic of my talk, that the profile is changing of who is in development. When the DevRel people are trying to approach developers, they need to understand who they are targeting, because it's not a developer, a very specific set profile. There are many different. We also have creators, the so-called creators, jumping in now, right? Because of all the low-code, no-code tooling and everything.
Yeah, I see.
So,
Exactly. We are getting a change the working style for any industry, and not only IT, also the other industry. So the unfortunately, the almost our work, the dev and dev community, dev advocates or something like that, can be working as online. So instead of the on-site event, we can hold the online event like a DevRelCon, or something like that. So we are lucky. Yeah, exactly. And so. And next, I'd like to ask you about your talk. More detailed. Your talk title is "The Profile of the Future Developer." Who will the next 10 mega developers be, and value will they be bring? All right. So, if you can, could you please introduce your session overview and abstract for the audiences, for getting interested in your talk on the day, but please no spoilers, right?
yeah, sure. So it's all about evolution. So how the profile of developers is changing over time, which, as I mentioned, I consider very important, because you need to know a DevRel practitioner who you're talking to. And we have, again, as I said, a wealth of data. We have 20 global surveys. So these are by analysts, so about 10 years worth of data in some development areas and others. So what we will be talking of, first, I'll just show you the basics. So the total number of people involved in the development ecosystem and how we expect that to grow. And then I'll also show you, then we'll go into okay, what is behind that, which profiles. One very interesting thing to look into is, for example, roles, how the roles have been evolving. For example, in the past, we saw that when we asked them, what is your role? 70% identified as just programmers or software developers, right? But now they are all and something else. So we had many jacks of many role trades there. But that seems to be changing, for example. So just a spoiler here. And we will also be talking about, therefore, what does that mean? So how are do different profiles want to be contacted? We'll also be looking at the value that these developers bring. So why it is important to look into that. Also, we will look at regional differences, which I suppose will be of quite interesting to your audience there. Asia is always quite different. So the profiles that how do profiles change? Because different regions jumped in the whole thing at different stages and in different ways. So you see more profiles here than there. Other demographic shifts. So gender, age, who is going into what different needs. And also another very important thing is how they learn. We find that the way developers learn is actually changing. So that will go into that too. And we will also be having consistently asking about emerging technologies. And we ask developers, which ones have they already adopted, which ones they're learning about, and which ones they're interested in. So there are some more down-to-earth examples versus more exotic ones. So you could be discussing about, for example, we'll show, of course, DevOps, but also, it's not emerging anymore, but 5G also, or even self-driving cars or robotics or whatever, computer vision. How has that been evolving over time? The interest, is it actually translating into adoption over the years? So we have been tracking that for quite some time. So therefore, that is what I will be talking about. On one hand, the growth of the total population, then what is behind that? So the different profiles and how these have been changing over time, especially when it comes to roles, but also to learning patterns, as you also mentioned, the penetration to other industries, not just the software industry, and then also how they should be communicated, what's the value of a developer, very briefly, but also emerging technologies and what seems to be the outlook. So that's briefly what I'll be talking about.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you. So, data, the survey, the profiles, forecasts, kind of I think that this was the pretty important keywords for your talk. I think, yes, very interesting for getting insights on the evolution of developers and creator communities. So I strongly recommend every developer guy, mainly involved in any data analyzing the work, that should attend your session on the day. Okay, so Actually, we have this interview session that we have only the 15 minutes, so the time's up. If no more topics you wanna say for audiences, uh, I would like to bring the session to a close. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
right.
Okay.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
No, it's just I'm looking forward to having an interactive session there
Hmm.
of understanding what your audience is interested in and what kind of questions
Yeah.
they want to answer. So
Mhm.
hopefully we'll, and as I said, we're starting a new survey and we'll be asking about communities and what
Mhm.
developers want. So
Right. So as I said that, so on the day that we broadcast the your session,
mhm,
from the StreamYard to YouTube Live or and the Facebook Live and the Twitch.
mhm.
So it's difficult to communicate as live a little bit, but uh, the audiences can post their questions on the each chat window, and we MCs, the organizers, they can pick these questions up, and after your session, we can ask you. Uh, like hey, some audiences have a questions for you, blah blah blah. Yeah, I would do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too, Christina. Thank you for your time again, and I hope you also will enjoy DevRelCon Tokyo 2021 with us. See you again soon.
See you soon. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Bye
thank
for
you.
now.
Bye. Hi, I'd like to announce again that our conference at DevRelCon Tokyo 2021 will be held on June 5th. Why don't you save the date? Thank you again, everyone. See you at the conference. Bye for now.